Ang nasasabi ko sa mga kababayan natin ay makinig kayo kay Dr. Doke. Pagpa-booster dose na kayo para ang karagdagang proteksyon laban sa COVID-19, lalo na sa mga variant nito tulad ng Omicron. Huwag kayong mangamba dahil ang ating bakuna ay pinag-aralang mabuti ng ating mga eksperto. Ito ay garantisadong di kalidad, ligtas at higit sa lahat, epektibo at mabubuhay ka. Yung hindi na makabakuna, sigurado patay yun pagdating ng panahon. Tigkas ng ulo. I'd like to comment on the participation of the community in making the first bakuna for children a livelier and in a festive mood. The cooperation of the community in making the environment of the moment memorable to the child. Naaaliw sila, nawawala yung takot at wala masyadong yung traumatic experience.
The News Day continues here on One News Now. I'm Charles Lejano. Presidential aspirant Senator Manny Pacquiao claims there is no solid north for frontrunner Bongbong Marcos Jr. This after over 100 leaders from Luzon expressed their support for Pacquiao. Mon Gualvez has the rest of the story.
More than 100 political and sectoral leaders from Luzon went to Senator Manny Pacquiao's headquarters in Makati City yesterday. This is to express support to the candidacy of the presidential candidate from General Santos City. Most of the leaders who expressed support to Promdi party list standard bearer came from Ilocos Norte, Isabela, and Pampanga. That's why Senator Pacquiao believes there isn't really a solid north for former Senator Bongbong Marcos.
Nagpapasalamat ako na maraming mga taga Luzon, North Luzon na pumunta rito, mga kandidato sila, yung iba incumbent na ipakita at i-endorse ako bilang Pangulo ng Pilipinas.
Pacquiao also issued a reminder to fellow presidential aspirant Manila Mayor Isko Moreno. This as talks circulate of Yorme asking for support from the PDP Laban.
Ako naman ang presidente ng PDP Laban. Kumbaga, sa akin din yan dadaan lahat.
Pacquiao clarifies he's not offended by what Moreno reportedly did. Anyway, he says his plan is really to unite PDP Laban.
Sa isang bahay kasi, pag nag-aaway, ano man mangyari, kapatid at kapatid pa rin kayo. Kailangan yung goal ng parte, ang tutukan natin, ano bang goal ng partido na umunlad ang ating bansa. Tulungan natin yung mga mahihirap na tao.
But Senator Coco Pimentel, son of one of the founders of PDP Laban, has something else to say.
We are already 40 years old as a party. Hindi na tayo teenager. Alam na natin ang mali sa tama. Alam na natin kung sino ang tunay sa peke. Ayaw na namin makipagbalikan dun sa kilala na namin. We are beyond reconciliation.
Pimentel thinks any endorsement from the Kusi wing isn't valid.
Niwala nga sila authority to issue PONA. Mawawalan nga ng value yung PONA nila eh. Tapos mag-endorse pa sila, di all the more walang value.
That's why Pimentel also issued a stern warning to Moreno.
Di mas masama kay Isko yun because yun na nga, inisyuhan nga ng CONA, unauthorized CONA na yun eh. So how much more an informal endorsement by party hijackers.
For now, Pacquiao still hopes to get support from all of the PDP Laban members. He says he's not worried even if other presidential candidates already get back-to-back endorsements from other politicians and religious groups.
Ako, ini-endorso ako ng mga mahihirap na tao. Kasi ang laban ko na ito ay laban ng sambayan ng Pilipino, lalo na yung mga naghihirap na mga tao. Siguro naman, mas marami kami, yung mga naghihirap na tao.
Meanwhile, Jesus is Lord movement has no plans to endorse any candidate, says their founder, Brother Eddie Villanueva. That's despite Pacquiao announcing that he wants to appoint him as anti-corruption czar if he wins as president.
Wala akong plano na kasi halos kaibigan nga ang lahat namin.
Nirespeto ko naman ang bawat desisyon ng bawat isa. Ako naman sa Panginoon ako nagtitiwala palagi.
For News 5, Mon Gualvez, We Are One News.
Presidential candidate Bongbong Marcos Jr.'s camp says they don't have to explain why their candidate avoided a handshake with his right hand when his supposed injury was on his left. Speaking to us here on One News, Marcos' spokesperson, Attorney Vic Rodriguez, maintained that it doesn't matter where his injury is. Marcos' reaction was normal since he was just surprised when the supporter grabbed his hand.
Baka nga napisil o baka nakurot o baka nakalmot. At again, I don't have to explain it.
A PNP chopper crashed in Quezon before managing to pick up PNP Chief Leonardo Carlos from a private function in Balisin. Camille Samonte with the details.
The engine was still on. This was the account of a witness after a chopper of the Philippine National Police crashed on the mountains of Real Quezon Monday morning. In photos gathered from the crash site, it can be seen that one of the 3 crew members was still at the chopper. The PNP said that the chopper flew off from Manila at 6:17 a.m. But due to inclement weather, it could no longer be located after a few hours. Then the news broke out that the chopper had crashed in Quezon. It took rescuers 3 hours before they reached the crash site. The chopper's pilot, Police Lieutenant Colonel Dexter Vitog, and his co-pilot, Police Lieutenant Colonel Michael Meloria, were wounded in the incident. But despite efforts to revive him, Police Patrolman Alin Noel Ona did not survive.
So sabi naman ng dalawang piloto, maayos naman yung kanilang takbo, lipad. In fact, they did not encounter any trouble because na-check naman nila na maayos naman yung weather. They're not expecting naman na may magkakaroon sila ng problema when it comes to weather. However, nung palan daw sila, parang medyo may humampas na malakas na hangin sa kanila. So medyo yun ang nag-trigger kung bakit sila sumubsob.
The chopper is said to be en route to Balisin Island to pick up PNP Chief Leonardo Carlos from a private function. He needed to be back at Camp Crame for his administrative duties.
Si Chief PNP nasa Quezon nung weekend for some private time with his family. And nung Monday, he's supposed to go back. In fact, he's scheduled to attend the flag racing. At hindi naging available yung commercial flight na dapat pipick up sa kanya na hapon pa dadating. So, yung air unit natin said na, sir, yung dalawang chopper is available for disposal ng Chief PNP, which is normal naman. So ang sabi ni Chief, sige, isa lang. Ayaw niya nang gamitin yung dalawa. So isa yung sumundo sa kanya. Yun nga yung nag-crash.
The Department of Interior and Local Government says there was no breach of protocol for picking up Carlos.
Kung galing siya sa Balisin and the purpose of the travel is to bring him to his office sa Philippine National Police Headquarters, wala naman, we don't see anything wrong. No? Ang mahirap siguro is kung galing siya sa Balisin and dadali na naman siya sa isang private function. I think that would be a problem.
The 2 wounded officers were brought at the PNP General Hospital in Camp Crame and are now recovering. Carlos already paid them a visit. The PNP has also pledged assistance to help Vitog and Meloria. A task group was created alongside with the Aviation Authority of the Philippines to determine if the crash was caused by technical or human error. Because of the incident, other Airbus H125 choppers have been grounded while the investigation is still rolling. For News 5, Camille Samonte, We Are One News.
Here's a quick look at some of today's headlines. Manila Mayor Isko Moreno is asking for the endorsement of PDP Laban. But the camp of Senator Manny Pacquiao says that's not going to happen. NTF-LCAC spokesperson Lorraine Badoy red tags the health department following its statement on detained Dr. Nati Castro. And NBA legend LeBron James earns his 5th straight All-Star win as captain, as the NBA All-Star weekend culminated in a game between Team LeBron and Team Durant. And those are the top stories at this hour. Join us again later at 11 a.m. as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. You can also catch One News on the Signal Play app. Just register for a free account at www.signalplay.com so you can stream One News live anytime and anywhere. I'm Charles Lejano. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. We are One News.